how to stay focused as a dyslexic on the most important things. That's what I want to talk about today and get some in depth of.
So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be? Or in other words, conquer their dyslexia. That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast.
What's happening, guys? I'm Theo, and I want to make this video right now about how to stay so focused as a dyslexic on what's most important. Now, I wanted to make a video about, I plan to make a video about part of dyslexic gifts and the mind strengths, and that's what I plan to do today. But a bit of inspiration hit me, and I think it's really relevant for talking to people who have dyslexia, have a neurodiversity in this ever-changing world and coping in all these environments. And so often people feel like we get so much on our plate. They have to do so many things all the time that other people don't have to deal with, that other people don't have to manage. And that's how I feel a lot of the time. It's like, oh, how do I do all this stuff? How do I stay focused and do the things that's most important again and again and again? And really recently today, I remember I didn't have any a very bad night's sleep, but last couple of days I haven't done any exercise, and I know with me, I've done exercise for a very long while since I was 14, consistently, and I kind of feel if I don't do it for a while, I really don't feel myself. I don't feel normal. I don't feel like I can function, I can think. I feel itchy, I feel agitated, especially after 3 days or more without exercising. And so I really got up early today and went for a run and done my little routine that I like to do. And I remember just in the shower, I'm sweating loads. I'm in Thailand right now. It's always hot, and I need a shave. Sorry about that. I'll definitely shave today. It's crazy, but I got out of the shower today. And I got this inspiration of I got to do these things and talk to. I know you're watching, Craig, and talk to you, Craig, about something I'm very excited about, and really touch base with you again, and all these ideas about where I want to go and all these new things I want to do, and I writ all them down. I got really excited again, excited about staying focused and moving forward on the things I want to do and the things I want to accomplish. And this happens, going through a routine, which really, I know, heightens my sort of creativity that makes me want to do more things, that makes me excited again. And oftentimes, I have to write down these ideas in my head. So always they can stay in my head and then carry on thinking them again and again and again and again. And so I had to write that down, all the different things I'm doing, and the things I'm doing now, things that I want to be doing, and to have a vision for moving forward. So what motivates me, what motivates all dyslexics, is vision, is creating a picture about what you want. We don't think about it intellectually, we don't think about words, or systems and stuff, so my hair's weird. We think about things in pictures, vivid images, colours. You can see it so clear in our head. And one of the big dyslexic strengths is we can see things very vividly. We can see things we see things, touch things, and we're very big picture thinking, goal oriented, see things from a whole picture perspective. It's like you can see the whole forest. And that's what I'm very good at. But a lot of times I have to keep rewriting down the whole forest so I can see it, so it's not just stuck in my head. And this thing happens again and again and again. I keep making it happen, I keep writing it down. Why? Because it keeps me fueled for the next thing. Because if I only do it once, write down my goals, like I have my little thing in my PowerPoint, and just look at that, there's something missing from the spark. And I think the spark happens, I just write stuff down, and what I want and what I know I want. And 9 times out of 10, it matches to my goals of like, okay, what I wrote down concretely. And the one out of 10th time it doesn't, I change my concrete goals if I know that's what I want more. And it's sort of like ebbs and flows in that. And so often we think that we write stuff down, or things has to be concrete in our planning, in what we want, in how we're doing things. And so often, like I know for myself, if I try to get something done, I say, okay, this is the way it has to be done. That's what I used to do like a couple of years ago, saying this is the way it has to be done, and like only doing it that way and not really being very flexible in my approach. But what I've learned is I need to be flexible, is that it gives me more power, more fuel to be flexible. And that's, as dyslexics, I think what we need to be very flexible in our approach. And I know our creativity, the way we think about problems, we're naturally very, very flexible, because like the way we operate is like, okay, like I learned this very recently in the last podcast I done about crow thinkers and turkey thinkers. Posted like the way our brains work. And turkeys, they're very instinctive. They're very automated. They do things over and over and over again because it's like hardwired into them. Like when there's a sound of their babies making their noise, like a chirping, the crow, no matter what's making the noise, we put its arm around it because it's instinctive hardwiring. But not crows, sorry, turkeys. But crows are one of the only animals and humans to have to have independent thinking, to create ideas, to think about things, and this is like some studies being done. But that's what dyslexics are like. Dyslexics are like the crows, creating the ideas, thinking about new ways of doing things, and having independent thoughts, and connecting from all these different thoughts together. And so that's what dyslexics do, but we take a lot longer doing that, and we do that all the time. Even if one thing's like static, one thing's static, but we always think about different ways of doing it, how we can do it better, how we can improve it. And I think that's like just how we work a lot. And embracing that is a big thing. Embracing that is a very, very big thing of how you work. And also, I really believe that us as dyslexics, we can be very unorganized. Very, very painfully unorganized. But if we don't have a system to be organized on the important things, for example, ourselves, for example, like what we really want, or the most important stuff, like maybe your kids, like maybe your finances, like maybe your job, like maybe hobby, like I bet, that if you feel like you're being really unorganized, you can be unorganized at work, at home, but there might be one thing, like one hobby, one game, they can strategize, that you know, that you understand, that once you play it, you can be so organized in it. Or one thing, once you do it, can be so organized of how you should play a sport, or how you should do one thing. And it's because you create a system in your head of how to organize everything. And one of the big reasons why kids aren't organized, schools not organized, work not organised, home life not organised, is because you haven't created a system, and an effective system where it works, that you can come back to again and again and again on a ritual basis to make it organised, to make it consistent. And I'm not saying in this you should would it work for doing this for every single area of your life, kind of, but you can't make every area of life perfect. Can't say this is how it has to be in all these different areas, because that would lead to so much stress, and you wouldn't get around to doing anything important, because you have to be planning and making things perfect all your time. But what we have to do is really realize, okay, what are the key areas that's most important? And for me, it's always myself. For me, it's always, how do I set the day up to win, in a sense? How do I set up myself to operate maximally? And for me, it's different for everyone, but for me, it's getting up early doesn't really matter what time. It used to be, sometimes it's 3, 4, 5. Now it's like 5 a.m. a lot. I don't like getting up when the sun's not up. Now, I don't do it every day. I would like to, and I always say I'm going to start doing that every day. Like next week, I'm going to do it 5 days a week and all this kind of stuff. But to be brutally honest, I don't do it every day because of a lack of standard of myself. And that's what I am working on. Because I know the last 2 days I had a lot of uncertainties and things, and so I didn't get up. But today I got up and I took the action. And because I took the action, I had a spark of inspiration because I got up, I went for a run, I came back, showered, all this kind of stuff. And then I had a spark of inspiration to take the action. And that's what we have to set in our own lives, like a standard where we can operate at the best. And I implore everyone to do something on themselves. Instead of what can they do for themselves to make them operate at their best. Whatever it is, just do that. Okay, guys. So I think that how to stay focused is 1, be flexible. Number 2, write stuff down. And write stuff down about what you want, like, okay, these things. And number 3, have a system where you can improve yourself. And do that on a basis that kind of like, where it gets to the point where when you don't do it, you don't feel normal. Where the norm is for you to just do that thing consistently. It's like working out. If you start working out, it's really hard to build momentum. Like getting up every day is hard to work out. Going to the gym is really hard to push yourself. But once you do it for 6 months, like you have a consistent workout routine where you do it once, twice, 3 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week, then after like a couple months, it becomes easy, it becomes routine. And then if you don't like go gym like a certain like 5 days a week when you've been going 5 days a week for 6 months, when you don't go it, when you go 3 days or 4 days, you don't feel normal. Like this little voice inside yourself said, you should have went gym. And then you can start beating yourself up about it. But it's just about making it it's not the norm. Don't try and be perfect. Just try and make it where the norm is for you to do the right thing. Anyway, guys, I've got to go, and I hope we find this really helpful. A lot of times, like podcasts to help people, but a lot of times it's self-help, me giving myself my own advice. Anyway, guys, I'll see you all again soon, and I've got some exciting stuff I'm working on, and I hope you've got some exciting stuff you're working on as well. Bye.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Now, I got something really exciting I want to share with you. Over the last 5 years, I've been absolutely obsessed with learning everything I can about dyslexia and how they can overcome their challenges and maximize their strengths. And I've been spending many hours on many days scouring the internet to find solutions to the problems. And I found many solutions. So over quarantine, I was thinking, what if I scour the internet again? What if I go through every last resource that I've been through before and take everything that's useful and put it into one place? And that's how I filled up a lot of my time in quarantine. I scoured the internet and found all the most inspirational, all the most informational, all the most useful videos about dyslexia out there and put them all into one place, so you don't have to waste time scouring the internet to find solutions to your problems, so you know there's only one place to go. And this thing I created is called the Dyslexia Black Book. You can get it at conqueringdyslexia.net/Black Book. Now, I'm wanting to offer this to you and present this to you completely for free because I want to save you time. I want to save you time so scouring the internet and not finding the answers like I've done. If you go to conqueringdyslexia.net/Black Book, Conquering Dyslexia Black Book, you'll find it. Or guys, you can just click the link in this episode description to find it. But yeah, guys, that's the special message I wanted to share with you today.